New air conditioning units, windows, ducts, and insulation. Save money on your energy bill while also making your home more comfortable. SRP's network of participating contractors can guide you from start to finish and maximize your savings by combining Inflation Reduction Act incentives with SRP rebates. Learn more at savewithsrp.com.
Come see us at Mark Mazda Scottsdale off the 101 in Indian School. Right now, you can receive a 1.9% APR for 60 full months on some of Mazda's most popular models, like the 2026 Mazda CX-50 and CX-50 Hybrid.
Don't know what to do with your trade? We'll give you a minimum of $8,000 for any trade, no matter what shape it's in, as long as it runs based on the actual MSRP. And if $8,000 is a minimum, think what your good trading might be worth.
The name to remember? Mark Mazda. Mark Mazda.
Been crazy busy these days? Sounds like you could use a little we time. That means playtime at the AAA 4-Diamond Wekopa Casino Resort. Game time with more than 900 slots plus table games. Maybe a tea time on one of 2 nationally ranked courses. And definitely some hang time at WKP Sportsbook, the largest sportsbook in the state. Wekopa Casino Resort. It's we time.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix.
This Valentine's Day, fall in love with big giveaways at Ponco's grand opening celebration. Join me, the Shanman, and 98 KUPD at Ponco Cave Creek Saturday, February 14th. The grand opening runs from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m., and I'll be there from 11 a.m. until 1 p.m. near Cave Creek Road and the 101. Score hourly giveaways including diamond jewelry and firearms, plus huge in-store deals, fast loans, and top dollar for items you want to sell. Bring the whole family for food trucks, music, and fun all day long. Don't miss Ponco's Valentine's Day grand opening. Details at azponco.com.
Hey, it's Phil Shaver with HomeSmart, and I want to buy your house. I'm a local investor that buys homes for cash all over Maricopa and Pinell County. I buy inherited homes, nice homes, rental homes, homes that are behind on mortgage payments, and I even buy ugly homes that need fixing. Also, are you looking to get closer to market value for your house? As a licensed realtor, I've been able to buy and sell thousands of homes. Since I'm local, you can call me directly on my cell phone, 480-409-9999. Again, that's 480-409-9999. I don't work for a big corporation or hedge fund, so I can only buy 3 to 5 homes per month. There are no fees involved, and you can pick your own close date. The best part is I buy homes as is, so you don't have to worry about doing any repairs. Again, you can call me directly at 480-409-9999, or you can go to my website, gosoldaz.com. That's gosoldaz.com.
The wait is over. 2027 Kia Tellurides have arrived at Mark Kia in Scottsdale. And right now, you can lease a brand new 2027 Kia Telluride for just $449 a month for 36 months with just $39.99 due at signing.
And if you're thinking about selling or trading your current vehicle, please give us a call. Our data shows that 9 out of 10 times we offer more. Don't risk losing $1,000 or more by not making that simple phone call.
The name to remember? Mark Kia. Mark Kia. $0 security deposit. Payment plus tax title license and the $898 fee. Offer expires March 2nd, 2026.
Connect directly, bid confidently. At Purple Wave Auction, transparency is key. With no reserves and no hidden surprises, you're connected directly to sellers so you can inspect and bid on quality equipment with confidence. Whether you're looking for ag, construction, or fleet equipment, we're here to ensure a clear, hassle-free experience. Register today at purplewave.com and start bidding with peace of mind. Purple Wave Auction, the easiest and most straightforward way to buy and sell equipment.
Come see us at Mark Mazda in Scottsdale.
Right now, receive 1.9% financing for up to 60 months on some of Mazda's most popular models, like the brand new 2026 Mazda CX-50.
The name to remember? Mark Mazda. Mark Mazda.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix. It's the lunch break.
February 13th, 2026. It is the Friday the 13th edition of the lunch break here on KDUS AM 1060. You can stream us via the KDUS AM 1060 app, the free KDUS AM 1060 app, where you can watch the show over on the KDUS AM 1060 YouTube channel. Producer Evan, before I said something, and by the way, Chris Schubert, producer Evan, hanging out with you here today on the program. Did you know it was a Friday the 13th before I said something in the open?
I did not know.
Because we had not mentioned it at all during the morning meeting. Because
Are you like a big Friday the 13th guy?
Well, no, I'm not a horror movie guy. I don't, it's not my scene. Scary stuff's not for me, but I'm not inviting bad luck into my life. So I'm a little careful on Friday the 13th.
And it's Friday the 13th, but tomorrow you got Valentine's Day.
Right. So I'm not looking to, start my weekend off here on a bad note.
Were you given a flower?
Yeah, you got a flower. A bunch of people got a flower. I did not get a flower. There's flower on doors.
Yeah.
There's a flower in your studio.
Flower, yeah, right on my chair in my studio.
I did not get a flower. So maybe I'm not as appreciated.
Well, I just don't think your enthusiasm is really valued.
Really? Because that's what the note says. My enthusiasm.
I really value your enthusiasm.
As the fearless leader of this program, I feel like my enthusiasm should not be questioned. Maybe it's for both of us. Maybe instead of there being just
maybe
one,
it's a lunch break flower.
It is a lunch break flower.
I think that's really nice.
We've got a lot to get to here today, despite there being really nothing going on in the sports world to break down. Suns are off. Football season's over. I mean, we can add another day to the sign. We've gone 2 days since a major Diamondbacks injury. So if we want to maybe start, we've gone this many days without an incident, 2 days without an incident for the Arizona Diamondbacks. We'll get to them here as well. But I think we got to start with the major story here in town because the Cardinals, they've gotten themselves a defensive coordinator. Just so happens to be the same defensive coordinator that they had last year.
Time for our top story of the day. It's the Daily Special.
That is right. It is Nick Rallis who will remain as the defensive coordinator for the Arizona Cardinals. So the major chess pieces are complete. The coaching staff for the Arizona Cardinals mostly put together. Mike LaFleur is going to be the new head coach. Nathaniel Hackett is going to be the new offensive coordinator. And Nick Rallis is going to remain as the defensive coordinator. Now, look, Nick Rallis, the first 2 years here, oversaw some pretty good defenses. Didn't have the talent that he had here in year 3. And he was able to do, I think, more with less in those first 2 years. But he was given more in year 3. And boy, it was rough. If we were considering Jonathan Gannon coming back for 2026, I think I'm on record by saying that it was going to require not one but 2 coordinator changes. That you would need a new voice offensively, but you would also need a new voice defensively with how poorly things went. I mean, they had offensive linemen out wide catching passes. Right? Cincinnati. The number of big games. Mike LaFleur put up a big game on Nick Rallis' defense last year. What was that stretch late in the season where they were just giving up 40 points like it was the doorbuster deals at Walmart on Black Friday? And they were just giving them away.
To everybody in division?
In division. Now, Michael says they gave up 500 points last year. I think that's a slight exaggeration. I think it was under 500 points. It may have felt like 500 points, and it certainly felt like 500 points during that stretch where the division was just rolling over them on a weekly basis. And that's where I kind of want to start today with this news. I was very inspired by the hire of Mike LaFleur. I thought they got one of the best candidates out there in this cycle. I thought they did well to land Mike LaFleur. I thought the process was good. I know I'm an outlier in that regard. I liked the process. I liked how wide of a net they cast. And I ultimately like that they ended up going with an offensive mind from inside the NFC West. I just think that's good process. I think that's looking around at your surroundings and understanding if we're going to keep pace with these teams, we got to be able to score. And so why not take a smart offensive mind from this division? So I'm on record of that being my preferred outcome. So I like the hire. I liked the process. I was excited about the press conference. I thought Mike LaFleur won the press conference for whatever that's worth. But since then, I've been uninspired. I've been uninspired by the choice to make Nathaniel Hackett the offensive coordinator, and I've tried. I think I've given you the most glass half full reasoning for why that hire was made, of why it's not actually a bad hire. And now it's Nick Rallis being retained as the defensive coordinator, and I'll just use one word, uninspired. I'm uninspired by, we've jokingly referred to them as the Council of Elders, the sounding board that Mike LaFleur is going to put around him. And by the way, I like some of the position coaches. I like some of the outside-the-box thinking that the Cardinals have done there. But there's zero outside-of-the-box thinking when it comes to offense and defensive coordinators. And, yeah, the offensive coordinator is basically a glorified babysitter. Nathaniel Hackett's not going to be calling plays. That's going to be Mike LaFleur. It's going to be Mike LaFleur's offense. Again, glorified babysitter. But you want somebody with previous head coaching experience to help guide Mike LaFleur along. And that answer is Nathaniel Hackett. Clint Kubiak has Mike McCoy, who, while not great, is better than Nathaniel Hackett. And that is a better veteran choice to have around you with somebody that has previous head coaching experience. So I'm uninspired by this coaching staff. Now, let me make something very clear. It doesn't mean it can't work out. It doesn't mean that Nick Rallis, now with the defense, all his, he doesn't really have to maybe do it Jonathan Gannon's way, and him being the head coach of the defense and having the one singular voice, being able to do things his way, call plays, do all of that. Maybe we see a different Nick Rallis and we get back to the team that they were the previous 2 years. Maybe Nathaniel Hackett is best suited to be a glorified babysitter, and he is the perfect right-hand man for Mike LaFleur when it comes to the offense. It can work. I am not here to tell you that these two coaches are destined to fail. I am not here to tell you that Mike LaFleur has made awful hires and they don't stand a chance of turning things around next season. I'm not saying that. This coaching staff could work. I'm just skeptical. And I'm sorry, but I don't think you can blame me for being skeptical at Nathaniel Hackett being the offensive coordinator choice. That's the guy with the head coaching experience you bring in to mentor, to guide, to help Mike LaFleur through trouble. He couldn't make it through a season as a head coach. And your defensive coordinator is the guy that you had last year. And they had a wide process. Aubrey Pleasant was interviewed. They interviewed some Giants positional coaches. Somebody from the Texans tree was also brought in. I thought they did a nice job of bringing in a whole bunch of names. And I think it was a buy or sell earlier this week that Aubrey Pleasant would be hired by Friday. And today we wake up to the news that it's confirmed. It was kind of broken late last night that Nick Rallis is going to be retained tonight. And I've already seen it on social media. The criticism of them not giving Mike LaFleur the budget that he needed to go out and get coaches that he wants. Now, I'll tell you something. It would have been easy for Mike LaFleur to go get Aubrey Pleasant. Would have been easy. Not saying it was the wrong decision. Would have been easy to go get somebody he's familiar with, somebody who's ready for a promotion, somebody who's ready to take a DC job, and to go to, everybody would have connected those dots. We did connect those dots, and he was one of the top candidates. To stick with the person in-house tells me that either one of two things happened. I think it could be one of two. Mike LaFleur was limited on the budget that he had for his positional coaches, or Nick Rallis and his game plan for the defensive side of the ball surprised and wowed Mike LaFleur to the point where he went, you know what? I'm actually okay with this guy. I'm okay with keeping it in-house. I'm okay with not bringing in my guy because I'm so impressed by my conversation with Nick Rallis. That's it. It's one of the two. Either LaFleur was limited or he was so blown away by Nick Rallis. So I'm uninspired by this coaching staff. I like Mike LaFleur. Again, they still can be successful. There's still a lot of work to do. There's free agency. There's the draft. There's a potential trade of Kyler Murray. There's all of these things that are going to change the makeup of this roster, that are going to change the way that we feel about this team. Because I know I sound like a broken record on this. I get it. If you listen to this program every day, if you're a diehard, if you're somebody who's with us for all 2 hours of every day, you consume all 10 hours of the lunch break every week, you're probably going to get sick and tired of me making this comparison. But remember how we felt.
The alignment.
Remember how we felt when that was the takeaway from that press conference. Remember how we felt uninspired.
The alignment.
Remember how we felt like this is the wrong choice. And we said it could work out, but it doesn't feel right. That's how I feel today. It could work out. This doesn't feel right. This doesn't feel like what I would want an ideal coaching staff, especially at the two coordinator positions, to be for a first-year head coach. This doesn't feel like the Council of Elders, right? We've jokingly called it that. This doesn't feel like a Council of Elders. This feels like you got the court jesters. This feels like you don't have the Council of Elders. You got the guys that are just goofing around. That's what it feels like. Doesn't feel like you have that reliable, veteran, experienced former head coach. Think about Robert Saleh went to Tennessee, right? Who's his offensive coordinator? It's Brian Dable, guy who has years of head coaching experience. Clint Kubiak has got Mike McCoy as his right-hand man to be that veteran. By the way, Mike McCoy's an OC. Clint Kubiak's going to call plays. He's going to run the offense there in Vegas. But he went and got a veteran, experienced head coach. Yes, I guess technically Nathaniel Hackett checks the box of an experienced head coach. Okay. I guess technically he checks the box. I'm sorry. That's not the type of experience I was looking for. And I'm okay with inexperience on one of the coordinators. But to have this little experience in both coordinator spots, I'll just be honest with you, it worries me. It worries me that they are not set up well from a coaching staff perspective. Maybe Mike LaFleur is just going to coach circles around people offensively, and so it doesn't matter that Nathaniel Hackett is the OC. Maybe Nick Rallis, free from Jonathan Gannon, being able to put his mark on this defense, be able to call plays, be free from it all, will be a different Nick Rallis. Okay, maybe. I'm willing to give you that opportunity, but I don't blame anybody today. I don't blame any Cardinals fan that is listening to this program for feeling uninspired, somewhat disappointed by the way this all ended up.
Yeah.
I felt great 2 weeks ago. I don't feel great right now.
You made this hire, and I think take it back to the Suns because you compared it. Take it back to when they hired Jordan Knott. Take it back to we were hearing practices. Tom Thibodeau's there. Other coaches. Steve Nash is there. You heard those rumors. You heard those stories. This has a very different feel than that. Because this feels like, and I don't blame people for thinking this, it feels like maybe the budget wasn't rolled out in the way it should have been.
These are the Nick Rallis ranks defensively. Do you want yards or points? Pick your poison. You tell me what you want.
Give me the points.
You want points? Points per game on defense. 31st in 23, 15th in 24, 29th in 2025. 2 of the 3 seasons, from a points per game perspective, it's been one of the worst defenses in the NFL.
His best year, they finished barely in the top half.
Barely in the top half. And that was their best year on paper in terms of wins and losses. And remember, the defense carried them through the first half. So I do want to give Nick Rallis the credit that I think he deserves, because his defense is the main reason why they were even in it late in the season. You got to get back to that. But even that isn't a
15th.
Vaunted, feared, elite defense, right?
You don't look at them like you look at the teams that were deep in the playoffs this year.
You don't look at them the way you look at the 2 teams that played the Super Bowl.
Certainly not.
And you've got, and I've seen this criticism thrown out on social media. And again, when you keep a guy from within, everyone's going to try to poke holes, right? When you bring somebody from the outside, everyone's going to gush over all the great things, and they're kind of going to ignore the warts. But when you promote somebody from within, or in this case, you retain somebody, everyone's going to point out all the reasons why it was a mistake. And you're looking at a team that, where's the young development of defensive players on this team? I'm still waiting for Darius Robinson. Walter Nolan was okay, wasn't great.
At best.
The young corners have been good. They just need to stay healthy. So where's your development of a young pass rusher? Where's your development of the young interior talent? Where's your development of a young safety? Where's your development of all of these players? Sure, I'll give you Garrett Williams. I'll give you Max Melton. I'll give you Will Johnson. I'll give you those players. The thing with them is they got to stay healthy. But other than that, they've been great. But outside of there, where's the development? And that's the thing that I worry about. That's what makes me uneasy, is I've seen 3 years of it. Now, maybe free from Gannon, it's different. I'll give it. That's the only thing I can hold on to maybe give me some type of positivity coming out of this. But the way I felt 2 weeks ago when we got news that Mike LaFleur was going to be the next head coach, and we got that press conference, and we were feeling good about things, that might have been the peak of the mountain, because we're kind of on the other side here, and we're trending downwards. I thought that was going to be one of what was going to be a couple of peaks this offseason. Maybe we still got some peaks, but it doesn't feel like it right now. Very, 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 very uneasy about things. Uninspired by the way this coaching staff has been filled out. And I mainly mean the coordinators. I like some of the positional coaches. I like some of the swings that they're taking there. So the Cardinals coaching staff mostly set, and it is going to be Nick Rallis calling the defenses once again for this team in 2026. 480-864-1060, the phone number. If you want to get involved here today on the program, would love to hear from you on the Cardinals keeping Nick Rallis or any of the other stuff that we get to here over the next 2 hours of the program. Make sure you download the free KDUS AM 1060 app so you can take us with you on the go. When we come back, Phoenix Suns having a much-needed break, a much-deserved break here. Who is the most impressive player in the first half of the season for the Phoenix Suns? We'll try to answer that next. It's the lunch break. KDUS AM 1060.
KDUS AM 1060 is your home for the Jim Rome Show.
I'm not here to bury Mike Tomlin, but the fact is, this absolutely is the right move. He did the right thing, and he fired himself. All good things come to an end. Going a decade without winning a single playoff game is not meeting the standard.
The Jim Rome Show, 1 to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday, here on KDUS AM 1060. Online at KDUS1060.com and on the KDUS 1060 app. If you're hurt in a car, truck, or motorcycle accident, everything can change fast. That's when the attorneys at Sweet James step in. They help you understand your rights, connect you with medical care, and pursue the compensation you may be entitled to. You don't pay anything unless your case is resolved successfully, and help is available 24 hours a day. If you've been injured, call Sweet James for a free case review. Hablamos Español. 800-900-0000. SweetJames.com. This advertisement is paid for by Sweet James LLP. Responsible attorney, Bobby Tick-Heavy. Offices in California. No guarantee of results.
9 Inch Nails. Live at Desert Diamond Arena, Friday, March 6th. Get tickets now at NIN.com. 9 Inch Nails. Live in Glendale. Peel It Back Tour 2026.
What would you do if you could multiply your cash? Would you multiply your vacations? Multiply your relaxation? Or multiply your celebrations? With multiplier scratchers from the Arizona Lottery, you can multiply all the good things like vacations, relaxation, and celebrations. Play multiplier scratchers for over $270 million in prizes and multiply your fun. Arizona Lottery. Love the play.
On the farm, the day begins early, like before the rooster crows, when the sun is still struggling to rise. We're up, milking our cows, feeding them a well-balanced meal, and making sure none wandered off to see if the grass was greener someplace else. We work hard so you can start your day the right way. Real milk from farm to fridge in 48 hours. Arizona dairy farmers don't wait to have morning coffee before we get started, because we know you need milk for yours.
Dedication. It's undeniably dairy. A message from the Arizona milk producers.
Jim Rome here, Rome Report. The NBA All-Star Game is Sunday, and as always, expectations for that game are low. Why? Because it is a garbage product. Look, every All-Star Game is garbage, but the NBA All-Star Game is the standard. The standard is the standard, and in this case, the standard is garbage. Just don't point the finger at Kevin Durant and all the other, quote, American old heads. He says y'all are looking at the wrong dudes. KD thinks he and the other geriatrics who walk it up and down the floor are not the problem. It's Luka and the Joker. They're the ones that don't care. They're the ones that don't try. Oh, so it's a European problem, not an American old head problem. Wrong again, KD. Maybe Luka and the Joker don't care, but neither does anybody else. And race, religion, nationality, and age have nothing to do with it. If they don't care about the games that count, why would they care about a game that doesn't? And if they don't care, why should we? Who's to blame here? Anyone and everyone who has anything to do with that game. I'm Jim Rome.
Need parts fast? Need them now? O'Reilly is fast. Just one part that makes O'Reilly Auto Parts stand apart. Right now at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts, you can get one free set of brake pads when you buy 2 qualifying brake rotors. Ask the professional parts people about additional brake pad and rotor upgrade options available at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Join in on the Sports Zoo with Dave Rooster Beerstein.
Rams and Seahawks, Andy. I don't understand how to be so aggressive. Instead of definitely going up 13-10, your play calls resulted in a quick punt, so quick that Seattle actually gets the ball back, goes down the field and takes a lead, and then they get the jump on you in the second half with that fumbled punt. And that was a huge mistake by the Rams. But I'm going to go back to how they mismanaged that at halftime.
Live weekdays from 5 to 6 p.m. here on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
I love when we have extended time like this during the season because it gives us a chance to kind of hit the pause and look big picture, right? We're in it on the day-to-day, breaking down the games from the night before. Makes it a little bit more challenging, right, to have these big picture conversations. Well, since the Suns have off, next in action Thursday the 19th, we can kind of talk about who's been the most impressive Sun in the first half for this team. And again, unofficial first half. Because they've played more than half the games. Like a half is right, it's 50-50, right? Half is right down the middle. I mean, we've played 55 games. That's more than half.
I mean, they do this in baseball too. It's
right.
Like you play like 98 games by the time you reach the All-Star.
And they're like, oh, the second half. Oh, the second half started 2 weeks ago. But okay, I'll go with you. The first half of the season. Who's been the most impressive player? Who's been the player that has caught your eye in a way that made you go, wow, I'm impressed? That made you go, wow, didn't know that player could do that. Didn't know that player was going to have that type of impact. Because this is kind of unfair, but you expect a certain level from Devin Booker. You expect him to score at least 25 points per game, which is what he's doing right now. You expect him to be a all-star, top 15 MVP caliber player. It just comes with the territory of how long he's been here, what he's shown you in the past, how much money he's making. All of it leads to the expectations being sky high. I think for this conversation, I want to talk about somebody that when we started the year, we weren't expecting them to have the role that they're having. I got 3 names that immediately jumped to mind for me, and we can evaluate their candidacies. I think you have to start with Colin Gillespie and what he's been able to do. Because of Jalen Green's injury, he's only played in 7 games this season. That has forced Colin Gillespie to be in the lineup more. He started 35 games. He's playing nearly 30 minutes a night. He's averaging 13 points. He's been excellent in fourth quarters. He's Villain Jr., and he's living up to that billing. And he's been given a bigger role, and it's proven. I think this is why he's most impressive to somebody like me. He's proving why last year the calls for him to play more were valid. He is validating why young players like him should be given an opportunity. Last year, everything's not working. You're throwing everything at the wall, nothing sticking. The one thing you're not trying is, hey, what if we gave this young kid a shot? What if we made him the starting point guard? What if we played him more? Jordan Knott, smart head coach, kind of figured it out quickly. He's found the role for Colin Gillespie off the bench, in the starting lineup, whatever he is needed. And Colin Gillespie is delivered. So that's candidate number 1. Candidate number 2 is Mark Williams. Because the Phoenix Suns traded for him on draft night, they were laughed at. They were laughed at for taking a center and drafting a center when they had 2 centers on the team already. How are you going to play 4 centers? And how are you going to trade for a guy who the Lakers didn't want, the Hornets didn't want? He's got these injury problems, got all the potential in the world, but how are you going to do something differently than everybody else?
The alignment.
Well, they had a plan. And that plan has worked to perfection because Mark Williams has stayed healthy. Mark Williams has played in 50 games this season. That's more than Dylan Brooks. That's more than Devin Booker. That's more than Ryan Dunn. That's more than Grayson Allen. It's more than a lot of guys on this team. 50 of the 53 games this season, Mark Williams has played in. And oh, by the way, he's leading the team in rebounds, averaging nearly a double-double every night, 12 and 8. He's been the rim protector that you've needed him to be. He's been the physical threat that's been lacking from this team from years. And honestly, the thing that makes it most impressive is he stayed on the court. The 3 games that he's missed have been all what? Injury management because they're back-to-backs?
Those are the times he's missed action. He hasn't missed action because of an injury the way Jalen Green has, the way Devin Booker has, the way Grayson Allen has. 50 of the 53 he's played in. Before the year, if I told you that when we get to the All-Star break, that Mark Williams would have played in 50 of the 53 games, would have started 46 of them, you would have called me crazy. You would have said no chance, no shot he stays healthy because of his track record. Credit to the Suns, credit to Mark Williams. And then the third player, and I think it's because of the way that he plays, and we talked about him yesterday, but I think you can identify the culture change in one player, and that player is Dillon Brooks. Those are the three players to me that stand out as the most impressive players so far this season for the Phoenix Suns. And I would argue that those three players playing the way that they have is just as much of a reason as why they're 9 games above 500 as it is Grayson Allen having a good year, Devin Booker being an MVP, right? Being just the greatness that we expect with Devin Booker. Like those three players rising to the occasion. Dillon Brooks being traded off of a team that's trying to win an NBA title to go to a team that is considered one of the worst organizations in the NBA right now. One of the worst situations in the NBA right now. To go there, to buy in, and to be the leader that he has been, that is a credit to Dillon Brooks. That is a credit to him. So I don't know of those three which I want to pick. But those are the three that jump off the page for me.
It's hard not to give it to Dillon Brooks, right?
Because you feel like he's the reason the culture is changing. It's all of them, right? It's everybody. But it is a collective buy-in. It is Jordan Ott doing things differently. It is the coaching staff coaching these players up. It is Mark Williams. It is Grayson Allen. It is Royce O'Neal. It's everybody. Everybody has had a role in changing this culture. But it just feels like when you watch them play and you watch how they play and you watch Dillon Brooks be in the middle of everything, right? And you see him be physical, and you see him not be afraid of confrontation, and you see the way the Suns teams have played in the past where they haven't had that toughness. They haven't had that grittiness. You identify it with Dillon Brooks to the point where you're like, that's why things have changed. You put it on one guy despite it being everybody because of how different, in a good way, that one guy has been from what you saw the last couple of years.
Yeah, the culture shock from, or the, whatever you want to call it, from last year to this year, you would say the biggest piece of that shock is watching Dillon Brooks play night in, night out.
It's embodied in the way he plays.
And so, yeah, that's probably a magnified example of it. And that's why it's hard not to pick him in that spot because it's such a blown up, magnified example of where this culture wants to be at and how it's changed.
Yeah, I mean, he's just been great. And that's why I have a real tough time having the conversations like we had yesterday of talking about the technicals because it's a problem and he's going to miss a game. And now we're on, suspension watch. Every 2 texts that he picks up is going to be another suspension. But the reason why we have those conversations is because we know how important he is. We know how important Dillon Brooks is to all of this working. I mean, he might be the key ingredient. It may not work if he isn't here pushing his teammates to be better. Being that agitator in a good way, being that pest. Again, Dillon Brooks embodies you hate playing him, but you'd love him if he was on your team. I mean, he is the poster child of that saying, right? Because if I said that to you right now, you can think of a half dozen players in any sport. Right now, we're talking basketball. In the next segment, we're talking baseball. You can think of a half dozen players immediately when I say that phrase of, man, you hate when your team faces that player. But if I told you your team could have that player, you would sign up in a heartbeat. That is Dillon Brooks. And the Suns have not had that player in a really long time. So, yeah, I'm with you. I think it's hard not to say that it's Dillon Brooks. But, man, there's just been so many good stories. There have been so many players that have stepped up. Colin Gillespie stepping up. Mark Williams. I mean, again, Charlotte trades him to the Lakers. So Charlotte doesn't want him. The Lakers say, actually, your medicals suck. We're sending you back. We don't want you. He's got 2 teams that doesn't want him. He then gets traded for by the Phoenix Suns, and he buys in immediately from the word go.
But think about it, and I've said this before with this team. You want to know why the culture is different this year? Because every night, it's not, it was Dillon Brooks again. It's somebody new.
Oh, it's everybody.
It's Colin Gillespie on one night. It's Grayson Allen on the next. It's Mark Williams having 27 and being a dominant force down low. It's Dillon Brooks getting physical. It's nights when you don't have Devin Booker that this team can still win. It's nights most nights where you don't have Jalen Green and this team hasn't lost a step. That's culture.
Yeah, and it's, again, we feel like it's embodied in Dylan Brooks, but it's really everybody. I mean, it's been just a collective effort to get to the point where we're talking about a 32-23 basketball team that's 9 games above 500. And there's not even a shadow of doubt in any of our minds that they're going to be a play-in tournament team. There's not really a shadow of a doubt that we think they're going to miss the play-in tournament and not be in the actual playoffs. Like, we feel like they're, worst case scenario, they're in the play-in tournament. They're going to win one of those last 2 spots, and they're going to get a playoff series. That wasn't on the table at the beginning of the season. That wasn't what we thought this year was going to be. So just a credit to everybody involved, and felt like we should give them the praise that they deserve here as we have a couple of days to reflect on all of the great things that have happened at the beginning of this season. 480-864-1060 is the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. Download the free KDUS AM 1060 app so you can take us with you anywhere you go. You'll never miss anything here on KDUS AM 1060. And you also can listen for your chance to win 2 tickets to the MLB Players Trust Playmakers Classic Warehouse 215, Wednesday, February 18th. That is next Wednesday. 3 hours of nonstop experiences and excitement. And we've got your chance to win 2 tickets for listening on the free KDUS AM 1060 app. When we return, producer Evan probably agrees with this question. Did the Diamondbacks have one of the worst off seasons in all of baseball? That's next, the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
The Dan Patrick Show.
Congratulations to the Seahawks, who dominated the Patriots 29-13. Although it's an interesting way to say dominating the Patriots, because it certainly felt that way. But it was one of those games where I kept thinking, is New England going to steal this? This great defensive performance by Seattle will be wasted by a couple of plays. But give credit to Seattle. They came up with big plays when they needed to.
Weekdays, 7 to 10 a.m. on KDUS AM 1060.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider, 800-444-2013. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-444-2013. That's 800-444-2013. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-444-2013. 800-444-2013.
Chicago Sticks, the Windy Cities Tour. Finally, 2 iconic bands together for the first time. September 1st, Mortgage Matchup Center. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. Don't miss Chicago and Sticks. All the hits, your kind of tour.
You won't believe everything I just saw. I went to Disneyland, and it was the 70th celebration. First, I went to Mickey Mouse Clubhouse Live, and I danced with Goofy. At night, I saw this parade. Everything was glowing. Sorcerer Mickey was there, and Lightning McQueen. Oh, then I went to this giant water show with all the Inside Out characters. And I was like, whoa. And then my parents were like, whoa. Oh, and guess what? Bluey and Bingo are coming for real life.
Make memories that last a lifetime during the 70th celebration with Paint the Night Parade, World of Color Happiness, and Bluey's Best Day Ever. Coming soon. Save with Good Neighbor Hotel packages starting at $164 per person per night on select days through March 31st, 2026. For a party of 4 adults, including 2-day, 1-park-per-day tickets and a 3-night stay at a select Good Neighbor Hotel in a deluxe room. Total price $1,960. Visit Disneyland.com/goodneighborhotels for details.
Hey, basketball fans, Tom Chambers here reminding you that just like in a game, you need a solid defense for your home. And that starts with a reliable roof from Right Way Roofing. Hey, Lori, as owner of Right Way Roofing, what sets you apart from the competition?
Our team
team tackles any roofing challenge from shingles to tile to foam roofing. We'll make sure your roof wins against the toughest opponents, rain, wind, and even those scorching summer days.
Make Right Way Roofing your MVP.
We're Right Way Roofing and we do it right. We'll always keep you watertight.
ASU women's basketball this Saturday morning right here on KDUS AM 1060. Join the Lady Sun Devils this weekend as they look to win again against the University of Arizona. Head coach Molly Miller is ready to lead her team to another win against the Wildcats. Join Jeff Munn on the call live from Tucson. It's ASU versus Arizona this Saturday morning. Pre-game at 11:30 a.m. and tip-off at noon right here on KDUS AM 1060, online at KDUS1060.com and on the KDUS 1060 app.
Back here on the lunch break, Friday the 13th edition of the program. This almost felt like producer Evan put this segment together, that he wrote this tease here. And he is the producer of the program. He does suggest topics, but this
I was going to say, this one's funny. I had nothing to do with this segment.
Me.
This segment is completely you. That was your tease. I had nothing to do with it.
I'm the one that asked, did the Diamondbacks have one of the worst off seasons in baseball? And the reason why I asked that question is because The Athletic, Jason Stark, put out what I find is one of my favorite stories of the year when they do these big surveys of people in the sport. And Jason Stark talked to 36 people in the sport, executives, past executives, managers, past managers, coaches, scouts, people that he knows across baseball, and asks them a bunch of different things like the best move of the offseason, who's the most improved, all these different things. And there came a section talking about the 6 least improved NL teams. Do you want to play a little family feud style here, producer Evan, since you're actually in the dark on this? Do you want to try to guess who these 36 executives ranked as the 6 least improved teams in the National League?
6 least improved teams. Okay, yeah, I think I could go. Okay. I'll add this. The suspense is, I think the Phillies are on it.
Phillies not one of these 6 least improved teams in the National League.
Is it the Washington Nationals?
The Washington Nationals, not one of the 6 teams listed here.
Wow, okay. The Colorado Rockies.
Colorado Rockies, number 2, 21 total points. Total votes.
Okay, let me guess another one. The San Diego Padres.
San Diego Padres, number 3, 17 votes.
Okay. The Chicago Cubs.
Chicago Cubs, not on the list.
Interesting. The Pittsburgh Pirates.
Pittsburgh Pirates, not on the list.
Yeah, I didn't think so. The Arizona Diamondbacks.
Arizona Diamondbacks are on the list. They are 5th of the 6 teams with 11 votes.
The Miami Marlins.
Miami Marlins, number 4 with 12 votes.
And how many do I need more?
So you've got 2, 3, and 4. You're missing 1 and 6.
The least improved National League team.
When I tell you who number 1 is, you're like, oh, I get it. But I don't think you think of them as not improved.
Okay. The San Francisco Giants.
San Francisco Giants not on the list.
I don't know.
There's only 15 teams in the National League. So if we keep going at this, by the time we get to the end of the segment, you'll have guessed all 15. We'll get there. Don't you worry.
Is it the Dodgers?
Not the Dodgers. No. I would not do that to you. No, I wouldn't set you up like that.
Is it the St. Louis Cardinals?
It is the St. Louis Cardinals, number 1, 25 votes.
Yeah. I mean, they didn't do anything.
Right. And they subtracted, right? Donovan's gone.
Yeah.
They Sonny Gray, right? All those moves that they made. And then the team at number 6 is the Brewers with 10 votes. But the Diamondbacks do make an appearance on this list. They are considered one of the 6 least improved teams in the National League. And I always find it interesting when teams that we talk about here on this program find their way onto lists like this, good or bad. I'm always intrigued by how the outside public, the outside people inside the sport feel about the teams here in town. I love hearing what other organizations, other executives, other coaches think about the Arizona Cardinals. I love knowing what everybody else feels about the Arizona Diamondbacks, how they feel about the Phoenix Suns, right? The NBA does this. They themselves put this out where you they'll do a survey like this, most improved, least improved, organizations that you would want to work for, right? I think the Ringer does this also as well. Like the Athletic has a bunch of these where you get these surveys and you can see how you are viewed. And I think that perception is very important. And so the perception around the Arizona Diamondbacks right now is one of they didn't improve themselves. Now, I'll tell you, I agree with that. I don't think the Diamondbacks on paper are a better baseball team than the team that they opened 2025 with. I've never claimed that. They are not an improved baseball team from a year ago. Do I think they had one of the worst off seasons? Do I think they're one of the worst, least improved teams in the National League? No. The Nationals traded their best starter. They traded their best starter away. The Diamondbacks didn't do that. They didn't trade Corbin Burns. They didn't trade Zach Allen. They didn't trade those guys. The Nationals traded away Mackenzie Gore. The Padres, all in, did nothing this offseason to make their team any better. What did the Giants do?
Nothing.
What did the Cardinals do? The Rockies. The Rockies just signed Jose Quintana to be a member of their rotation next season. What's his ERA going to look like in Coors Field next year? So I get it that it has not been a great offseason. I get it that it has been an offseason where they have not improved dramatically. They have not really improved at all. I will grant you that. But I don't think they've had as bad of an offseason as the Nationals. I don't think they've had bad as an offseason as producer Evans Phillies. I don't think they've had as bad of an offseason as the Pirates. I don't think they've had as bad of an offseason as the Brewers, trading away a bunch of talent on their team, the Cardinals, the Rockies. I don't think they've had as bad of an offseason. The Marlins. Marlins traded Edward Cabrera away. Just traded him away. One of their young arms. Go. See you later. Goodbye. Did the Diamondbacks add where we wanted them to add? No. Paul Sewald might be their opening day closer. I get it.
Yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with holes and did you address it, right? So, like, some
but
of those teams.
That goes to a conversation of did you improve? That's a different conversation from who had one of the worst off seasons in the National League. And I don't think I would put the Diamondbacks on that list.
So did you improve? Like, yeah, the Phillies didn't improve, right? The Phillies got worse. So, like, use them as an example. But they have less holes that I think they needed to fill than the Diamondbacks did.
Fair.
And, like, the Diamondbacks and the Phillies are the team I'm using as an example because that's the team I know the most about, obviously, other than the Diamondbacks. So they have less holes. And, yeah, they didn't address any of them, but they still have less holes coming into the year than the Diamondbacks have. And the Diamondbacks didn't address any of the holes, and they have more. I mean, we're still sitting here today talking about a bullpen that hasn't gotten any better.
No.
I like Cade Stroud. I do. Is he honestly going to be your closer? No. So you're going to bring back Paul Sewald?
I hear you. This is why I'm not surprised that they ended up on the list that they did. But I'm also not surprised that they weren't higher up on the list. They're not one of the top 3 teams.
This is going to be one of those situations where, like, Code said it yesterday, they could finish 10 games under 500 by the end of April.
And it wouldn't be their fault. Like, the schedule doesn't do them any favors.
They could blow 5-6 games in the month of April.
Well, yeah. The Meltdown meter.
And then guess what? It is their fault.
Meltdown Mountain, which I think should be our new name for it, we're going to have a lot of content, it feels like.
We need a sounder for the Meltdown.
What we need is, if we're going to call it Meltdown Mountain,
you need to rank them.
It needs to be like, it needs to be like an avalanche sound.
Like
it needs to be like
start up top. Could we create a graphic? We totally could.
So you just want to do the whole Nick Wright thing. You just want to, because they have Mahomes Mountain. You want us to have our graphic for Meltdown Mountain.
Well, I just figured we'll post it on Instagram. You know,
we can do that.
Like another very different graphic. Nick Wright, Mahomes Mountain. I'll give it to him. It's a very solid segment.
It's great content.
Yeah.
It's great content. 480-864-1060 is the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. When we come back, is quarterback really the biggest question of the offseason for the Arizona Cardinals? I'll tell you why it's not next. The lunch break, KDUS, AM 1060.
NAU men's basketball continues right here on KDUS AM 1060. This Saturday evening, join the Lumberjacks as they look to defend home court against Sacramento State. Head coach Shane Birdcar is more than ready to lead his team to another home win this season. Join Mitch Stroman on the call live this Saturday. It's NAU versus Sacramento State. Pregame at 5:30 p.m. and tip-off at 6 right here on KDUS AM 1060, online at KDUS1060.com and on the KDUS app.
If you're hurt in a car, truck, or motorcycle accident, everything can change fast. That's when the attorneys at Sweet James step in. They help you understand your rights, connect you with medical care, and pursue the compensation you may be entitled to. You don't pay anything unless your case is resolved successfully, and help is available 24 hours a day. If you've been injured, call Sweet James for a free case review. Hablamos Español. 800-9000000. 800-900-0000. SweetJames.com. This advertisement is paid for by Sweet James LLP. Responsible attorney, Bobby Tick-Heavy. Offices in California. No guarantee of results.
Motley Crue, the return of the Carnival of Sins. September 16th, Talking Stick Resort Amphitheater. The Crew celebrates the 20th anniversary of Carnival of Sins. Motley Crue, with performances by Tesla and Extreme. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com. Motley Crue, part of the America First Credit Union Concert Series.
Your dental health affects your whole body's wellness. Got a broken tooth or need a crown? At Arizona Crown Center, you can expect care focused on crowns and bridges for just $6.99 per tooth, including your x-ray. That's less than half the usual cost. With Arizona Crown Center, expect top quality, efficient treatment backed by a 3-year unconditional guarantee, and even same-day service. They keep it simple and affordable, so you can enjoy the foods you love without worry. Plus, their friendly team makes every visit comfortable and easy. Whether it's your first crown or replacing an old one, they personalize your care to fit you. That's something to really smile about. Don't live with discomfort. Visit azcrowncenter.com for your free consultation today. Serving the Valley for over 20 years with offices in Chandler, Surprise, and Prescott. Get premium dental crowns and bridges at a price that fits your budget. azcrowncenter.com. That's azcrowncenter.com. Your smile's best friend.
At CertaPro Painters, we know that a happy place comes in many colors, like ones that inspire a sense of wonder, or a new flavor that makes life just a little bit sweeter, or one to celebrate those moments that lift you to new heights, at home or at work. We'll make your happy place your own. CertaPro Painters. That's painting happy. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Contractor license and registration information is available at CertaPro.com.
KDUS AM 1060 is your home for the Jim Rome Show.
Indiana is not cheating. Lining up and punching the other guy in the face for 60 minutes, not against the rules. I challenge any of you social media whistleblowers to tell Kurt Signetti to his face that he is a cheater.
The Jim Rome Show, 1 to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday, here on KDUS AM 1060. Online at KDUS1060.com and on the KDUS 1060 app.
I keep seeing it everywhere I turn. It doesn't matter which publication writes the story. It doesn't matter how they attempt to frame it. Everything about the Arizona Cardinals offseason keeps coming back to what are they going to do about Kyler Murray? Today, it's a story over on ESPN where they asked all 32 of their beat reporters what the biggest question about their team, the team that they cover, what the biggest question surrounding that team is as we head into the offseason. And just like it is a day that ends in Y for the Arizona Cardinals, the burning question that Josh Weinfish threw out there, the biggest question that needs to get answered, what will the Cardinals do with quarterback Kyler Murray? And I'm sorry, while I understand how important that question is, while I understand that this feels like the first moment in a long time where there's going to be a conclusion to all of this, I'm sorry, it's not the biggest question facing this team this offseason. They're either going to have Kyler Murray or they're not going to have Kyler Murray. He's either going to be their quarterback or Jacoby Brissett's going to be their starter for the interim.
They might go out and sign Malik Willis, but you've got somebody on the roster that's going to be your quarterback for next season. They're going to make a trade or they're going to cut him. He's going to be gone, right? It feels like all the momentum is pushing us in that direction. He's going to be off the team. That's an easy question to answer. You know what's a harder question to answer? Who's playing left guard for this team next season? Who's playing right guard for this team next season? Who's your week 1 starter at right tackle? The biggest question surrounding the Arizona Cardinals this offseason is how do you revamp this offensive line in one swing? That's the biggest question facing this team because it doesn't matter who's under center. It doesn't matter if it's Kyler Murray, if it's Jacoby Brissett, if it's Malik Willis, if it's producer Evan, if it's you listening to this program. It doesn't matter who's under center for this team if you don't have an offensive line worth anything. And right now, on paper, the Arizona Cardinals don't have an offensive line worth anything. They're going to get out of the Kyler Murray business. We know that. They've got a quarterback on this roster that started games for them last year and was pretty impressive. He wasn't bad. He wasn't the reason why they were losing games. We know that. We don't know who's playing left guard. We don't know who's playing right guard. We don't know who's playing right tackle. And the options they have on the roster, I'm sorry, not good enough right now. The biggest question, can you sign, trade, draft 3 capable starting offensive linemen in one offseason? Can you do it? That's the biggest question plaguing this team because we're going to get to week 1 of the regular season, and Kyler Murray's going to be off this team. He's either going to be cut or he's going to be traded, and you're still going to be left wondering in week 1, do we have the protection for our quarterback? Because without it, Mike LaFleur's offense doesn't look like Mike LaFleur's offense. You don't get all of the benefits of hiring somebody like Mike LaFleur if you don't have the protection for your quarterback, if you don't have the road graders that can run over people to open up holes for James Conner or Trey Benson or anybody else that gets brought in here to play running back for this team. The biggest question, can a general manager who has a so-so record when it comes to drafting, when it comes to free agency, can that general manager solve the biggest problem for the 2026 roster? Kyler Murray's not the biggest problem for the 2026 roster. He's going to be gone. And if he's here, he's going to be under center. You still need an offensive line. I'm sorry, but the Kyler Murray question is going to get answered, and it's going to get answered early. We're going to have to come up with new material after that. And the new material, the thing that everyone should be focusing on, because it's where games are won and lost. Did you see the New England Patriots offensive line in the Super Bowl? Did it matter that they had Drake May under center? Did it matter that they had a quarterback under center that almost won the MVP? Did it matter? It didn't, because their offensive line couldn't protect. The left side of their offensive line was a disaster. Guess what? It's like looking into a crystal ball, because that's going to be the right side of the offensive line for the Arizona Cardinals next season unless they aggressively pursue it. And I know I'm hot and bothered here on a Friday in February about this, but Kyler Murray, that thing's going to solve itself. That situation is going to solve itself. I don't know how the offensive line situation gets solved. And you could say, oh, Chris, they're going to sign somebody. Okay, who's going to be there? Who's going to get to free agency? Because, yeah, the names look great now on paper. How many of those guys actually get there? Yeah, you might be able to draft a highly touted tackle with the number 3 overall pick. Do we know that player is going to be able to be an impact starter right away? Do we know that? It's all up in the air. So to me, the biggest question surrounding the Arizona Cardinals this offseason has nothing to do with Kyler Murray, and it has everything to do with how do the Cardinals rebuild this offensive line? How do they put together a competent starting unit along their offensive line for next season so that Trey Benson and James Conner can be James Conner and Trey Benson? So that whoever is under center, whether it's Kyler Murray, Jacoby Brissett, Malik Willis, Daniel Jones, me, you, producer Evan, whoever it ends up being under center, has the ability to get the ball to Michael Wilson. It has the ability to get the ball to Trey McBride. Has the ability to get the ball to Marv. That, to me, is the biggest question surrounding this team. I don't want to hear about Kyler Murray. It's going to solve itself. It's going to be over. And it's going to be over in like 2 weeks. 5th day of the new league year is March 16th. Cardinals are going to want that taken care of by March 9th when legal tampering opens. That's less than a month from today. You don't think Monty's already starting to kind of work the phones on a potential Kyler Murray trade? You don't think those conversations are already starting to happen? Of course they are.
Oh, they've already picked up the phone.
Of course.
Those conversations have already started. I guarantee you teams have already called. Teams need to know not only the Cardinals, but other teams what their quarterback situation is.
And the reason why I think I'm so fired up about this. If I tell you right now, Kyler Murray is off the Arizona Cardinals, do you feel good about the season starting in 2026?
Right now, no.
That's why it's not the biggest question surrounding this team. Because Kyler Murray is going to be off this team. And if he's on the team or off the team, there's still a laundry list of issues. So if right now I told you Kyler Murray is a Miami Dolphin, Kyler Murray is a New York Jet, Kyler Murray is a Minnesota Viking, would the answer to that question, figuring out what they're doing with Kyler Murray, would that all of a sudden, would it bring out the sunshine and rainbows? I know it's a little doom and gloom here today. It looks like it's raining outside. Would that bring out the sunshine and rainbows? Would everybody back to being excited about the future of the Arizona Cardinals? No. You'd be like, okay, what's next? That's why it's not the biggest question. Because it can be answered, and it still is not going to define the offseason. The thing that's going to define this offseason is, can they put together a competent offense for Mike LaFleur to hit the ground running in year one? How do you do that? You need an offensive line, and they need 3 starters. This is going to be my thing all summer long, everybody. All offseason long, you're going to hear me talk about this until it gets solved, because to me, it is the thing that is either going to allow Mike LaFleur to succeed in year one, or it's going to be the thing that dooms this team. You've got to solve it. And it needs to be talked about more. Hour number 1 of the program in the books. We got buy or sell, outside the box options for the outfield, and the Cardinals finding their Sam Darnold. All of it coming up next. The lunch break. KDUS AM 1060.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix.
This Valentine's Day, fall in love with big giveaways at Ponco's grand opening celebration. Join me, the Shanman, and 98 KUPD at Ponco Cave Creek Saturday, February 14th. The grand opening runs from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m., and I'll be there from 11 a.m. until 1 p.m. near Cave Creek Road and the 101. Score hourly giveaways including diamond jewelry and firearms, plus huge in-store deals, fast loans, and top dollar for items you want to sell. Bring the whole family for food trucks, music, and fun all day long. Don't miss Ponco's Valentine's Day grand opening. Details at azponco.com.
Bad Omens. Do you feel love? North American Tour 2026. Live at Desert Diamond Arena, March 24th. Bad Omens. With special guests, Beartooth and President. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Bad Omens. Live in Glendale.
A noisy garage door is a cry for help that often requires only simple maintenance. However, if left untreated, could lead to costly repairs. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello from A1 Garage Door Service. Don't wait until a simple garage door repair becomes a major problem. If your garage door is noisy, if bugs are getting in, or if it struggles to open, your garage door is in need of repair. From simple repairs to upgrades, it's A1 from day one. We fix garage doors fast and with quality parts designed to last a lifetime. Our springs, rollers, and openers are tested by running them up and down, open and closed, all day, 24/7, so you can feel confident with every A1 garage door repair. Replacing the bottom rubber on your garage door can have a huge impact on the number of bugs you see in your garage and in your home. Keep those creepy crawlers outside by calling A1 Garage Door Service today and receive the best service, best parts, and best warranty in the industry.
A1Garage.com, A1 from day one.
Call today and take advantage of our $29.95 tune-up special.
Everything is priced to sell at Tim Hovic's Santan Ford. F-150s, Broncos, Mustangs, Explorers, SUVs, trucks, and EVs. If it's on the lot, it's priced to move. All month long during our President's Day event, everything is thousands off MSRP with simple, transparent pricing for everyone. No gimmicks, no games, no haggling, just straightforward deals. That's why more people choose Santan Ford, because our pricing will not be beat. Hurry in for the best selection during the President's Day event at Tim Hovic's Santan Ford. Online at santanford.com. Going on now. Restrictions may apply. See dealer for details.
At Raising Cane's, we hand batter every chicken finger, mix every cane sauce, butter every Texas toast, stir every slaw, and salt every fry. Because when you do it right, you can taste it in every bite. Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
AM 1060 KDUS Tempe Phoenix and KSLX HD2 Scottsdale Phoenix.
Hour number 2 of the lunch break here on KDUS AM 1060. Chris Schubert, producer Evan, hanging out with you here today, Friday the 13th. It's a little scary. Concerned?
Do you want me to start with that buy or sell then?
No, you don't have to start. That's not really I don't know if there's a take there for that.
Just Friday the 13th is dumb.
No, sell. Sell. See, that's the type of stuff you don't do on a day like today. You don't poke the bear like that.
I'm not poking the
bear.
bear.
No, you're poking the bear.
I'm not.
No, you're poking the bear.
Not at all. Bear, I guess poke.
You producer Evan did that.
See, are you just trying to clean yourself here?
I'm not doing anything. I'm just right here.
Both feet on the ground. Stand by what I said.
I'm nothing wrong here.
Nothing wrong.
Now, producer Evan to Friday the 13th. You got to do something. You're egging it on.
I am. I'm completely egging it on.
You know what you're doing? Spinning the wheel. Spinning the wheel.
Exactly what I'm doing.
All right, let's get into a little buy or sell here on a Friday. Nothing like the Friday edition of buy or sell. Nothing like it in Sports Talk Radio.
Problem is we don't have football, right? So it has taken away a little bit.
You see problems. I just see creative solutions. More baseball.
Yep. The D-backs will blow more than 15 eighth or ninth inning leads this year.
We can't do this. There's got to be a stat on this, right?
Why can't we do this?
Baseball Reference has got to have something for me on this from last year.
You'd have to assume.
2025 team stats. What do I got? Pitching, relief pitching, blown saves. Is that the stat you want to use?
Correct.
The Diamondbacks were second in all of baseball last year with 29 blown saves. The league average.
I should have upped the number.
Yeah, I mean, you said it at 15. I'll buy that it'll be more than that.
I should have upped the number by double. They've made 29.
They had 29. They were tied with the Rays and the Rangers for second most.
Let's be honest. They're going to have more this year. The bullpen's worse. And they're going to have 30 plus. They may have 40 blown saves this year. What was the most in baseball last year?
34. You want to take a guess of who it was?
The Washington Nationals.
No, the Washington Nationals of the West Coast.
The A's?
Close. Same division.
The Angels.
The Angels, 34.
The Cardinals will finish in the bottom 10 of defenses. It's a really negative buy or sell.
I know. I was just going to say.
We started very negative. I'm reading these in my head.
What metric do you
want to
use?
The next two are very positive. I think we use points again.
Points per game last year. Top 10, 17.2. Seattle, Houston. Denver, New England, that's 4. Eagles were 5. Chiefs were 6. Vikings were 7. Jags were 8, 9, 10. The Rams were 10 at 20.4. The Cardinals were at 28.7. We got to chop off more than a touchdown a game just to be in the top 10. Oh, no, I'm going to sell this one. I'm going to sell. I mean, we're running back the same defensive coordinator.
So you think
most of the group is the same defensively, right?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe if they just don't have, you know what? I'm going to buy. The top 10?
No, bottom 10.
Oh, bottom 10. So, okay, so 32, 31, 30, 29,
if they're 22nd or higher.
27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22. So they got to
I need to lose a little more than a field goal a game. I think if they're healthy, they could do this. I'm gonna buy.
Okay.
I'm gonna buy, or am I gonna sell?
You're gonna sell.
I'm gonna sell that they're gonna be a bottom 10 defense. Boy, I'm all over the place.
You are all over the place.
It's like a double negative. I'm selling that they're gonna be a bottom.
You think they're gonna be a top 22 defense in football?
Correct.
There it is.
Where do you get hot takes like that anywhere else? The Arizona Cardinals will have a top 22 defense next season.
They will not.
Did you hear it? You heard it here first.
They will not. They will not. ASU will have a top 5 receiving core in college football.
Boy, they certainly have the talent to do this.
They went out and got 2 top 10 transfer portals, including number 1 guy on the list, Marion Miller.
They've got the talent to do this. They have the quarterback to do this.
Correct.
And they have the coach and the offensive system to do this. So you add all that up, what does that say? We buy this.
Oh, buy.
Yeah, we buy this because of all of the factors that I just mentioned. It's the perfect recipe, right?
It really is. And if there's anybody who's going to do this right, it's our guy, Kenny.
It's Kenny Dillingham, of course.
By the way, I can't stop looking at the window. The reflection I get off this building across the street coming into this window is crazy.
So the building
that just went up. The building that's been under construction.
Oh, the building that's right here.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know what it is. It's a building, obviously. I don't know what they're putting in there. They've been building it
for as long as I've been here.
Well, they were building it since I've been here. This time, because I've been here a couple of times.
And I've been here since April?
You've been here since April, yes.
The Suns will finish the season in front of the Lakers in the standings.
The Suns will finish the season in front of the Los Angeles Lakers. That's what you're telling me?
Correct.
That's what you're asking of me here? The 1.5 difference between the two sides right now. Suns 9.5 games back of Oklahoma City. The Lakers 8 games back of Oklahoma City. By the way, you know what we talk about? Just be 500 on the road and just be great at home.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the Los Angeles Lakers being 18-11 away from their own building?
Yeah.
The Denver Nuggets are 20-9 away from Denver.
Can we talk about that the Lakers play 0 defense?
Do you have the standings up?
Pull them up.
The Los Angeles Lakers, they average 116 points per game. Do you know what they average giving up on defense?
117?
116 points per game. Every game is a draw.
Yeah, so currently they're a game and a half above the Suns as well as the Timberwolves.
If we ranked the teams in the Western Conference just based off of their defense, the Phoenix Suns would be the 3 seed. The Los Angeles Lakers would be the 8 seed. Just on defense in terms of opponents' points per game.
Look at that. 111. We are, I mean, pretty much we're the 16, 17 Spurs.
I don't know about that because the best defense in the league is Oklahoma City, and they give up 108. The teams that year, we were under 100. So nobody is was it the Jazz?
This is what's wrong with the NBA.
Yeah, there you go.
Too many points.
Too many points.
Steph Curry ruined the NBA.
Not enough defense.
Steph Curry ruined the NBA.
If we just rank them on defense, the Suns would be the 3rd seed in the Western Conference. How about that?
How about that?
I don't think I gave you an answer.
No answer yet.
They've beaten them both times they've played them.
Correct.
Yeah, I see 2 W's here on the board. They play them 2 more times.
Correct.
I'll buy this. I'm trying to be positive today on the show.
Look at that. It's been a lot of negative takes, but the last 2
we've been positive about. Yes.
I feel like we've been pretty positive. The Dodgers will break the win record.
And they certainly have the team to do so, right? I mean, they've got just
again. If they don't, Evans,
right?
Producer Evan thinks their season is a sham, and it doesn't matter.
No, I think you said it would be a failure.
A complete failure.
A complete failure. So not even just a regular run-of-the-mill failure. Like my computer sometimes. You get a blue screen. It failed.
Okay, wait. I got
You're
some.
calling it
I have a fun buy or sell now.
Complete failure.
I've created a fun idea.
Can I finish this one first?
Yes.
Complete failure. Unmitigated failure, perhaps, if you want to be really strong about it. If the Dodgers don't set the win total, will they do it? I'll sell this. It's just easier to take that they won't do it. They certainly have the team to do it. They've got the pitching to do it. They just got to stay healthy.
ESPN wrote an article this morning, and they gave everybody's percentages. Like, I don't know how they do it exactly, but your win average and then your percentage to make the playoffs, percentage to win the World Series. Okay. You can imagine where the Dodgers are.
Number
win
one.
average 102.4. They have a 97% chance to make the playoffs, 29% chance to win the championship.
It's just crazy that
I'm going to go with these win averages for the top 5 teams as well as the D-backs, and I want you to tell me over-under. What do you think?
Sure.
So if you're going over, buy, under, sell.
Okay.
I know I've mixed up buy or sell here, but this felt like a fun one.
That's okay.
Okay. Number 2, the Atlanta Braves, 91.2.
Sell.
Under 90. Number 3, the New York Mets, 91.2.
Sell.
Number 4, the Seattle Mariners, 90.1.
Buy.
Number 5, the Philadelphia Phillies, 89.7. Sell.
Buy. I sold the Braves and the Mets. Somebody's got to win the division by winning a decent amount of games.
And your favorite team, the Yankees, 89.4.
Sell. They're running back the same group. Everyone's mad at the Diamondbacks for basically and the Yankees are running back the same group from a year ago.
But they made the playoffs. So say what you will.
I just think it's going to end in disaster.
18, the Arizona Diamondbacks, 80.6.
Sell.
They gave him a 28.
It's only a sell right now until I watch some of these relievers throw in spring. I just need to see some of them throw.
A 28.4% chance to make the playoffs.
Because right now on paper, they may set the record for most blown saves. Although I don't know how many save opportunities they're going to have with this bullpen. It may be blown well before we get there.
Blown holds is going to be a big thing, too. Isn't that what they call it, a hold?
Yes. So I will sell the Diamondbacks for the moment until I watch Jonathan Loaisiga pitch. Until I watch Kevin Ginkel on the mound. I may still sell after watching them, but for the moment, I am going to hold out hope that they can impress me.
I have one more for you. I can save it for Monday if you want to. But
why save it for Monday?
Exactly. Nolan Arenado will hit more than 20 home runs this year.
You know what I'm going to ask? Oh, you're not prepared for it? You knew I was going to ask how many he hit last year.
Can I be honest with you? He hit 12 last year.
12. So you're asking me that he's going to hit 8 more. He's going to hit 66%.
Now he missed 60 games.
He's going to hit 66%.
Like he hit 17 in 24 when he played 150.
He's going to hit 66% more home runs.
Yeah, the last game
he hit last year.
In 23, he hit 26.
That's a long time ago.
Not that long ago.
That's 3 years ago. This show didn't exist 3 years ago.
What didn't exist 3 years ago?
This show didn't exist 3 years ago.
You're aging me here.
We just celebrated our 1-year show anniversary back in October. So, I mean, we've only been doing this for a year. That's a long time ago.
So we're at what, 1 year, 4 months? Look at that, 16 months of the show.
16 months of the lunch break being in your lives. 11 to 1 every day, right here, KDUS AM 1060. I will sell this take. Nolan Arenado will not hit 20 home runs.
If Nolan Arenado doesn't hit 20 home runs, they got no shot at making the playoffs.
Failure. Oh, that's where I thought you were going. Yeah, I don't expect him to be. I expect him to be better with the bat. I don't expect that type of year with the bat.
That's it. That's all we got.
Very weird edition of Buy or Sell.
What? That was a fun edition.
I didn't say it wasn't fun.
We did some over-unders.
I just said it was weird.
We did some how many leads.
I didn't say it was bad, and I didn't say it wasn't fun. All I said, it was weird. Just not how I anticipated buy or sell going. That's all. 480-864-1060 is the phone number for you to hop in and get involved here today with the program. Speaking of those Arizona Diamondbacks, when we come back, how about we think outside the box for the Arizona Diamondbacks and their outfield situation? We'll do it next. The lunch break, KDUS, AM 1060.
It's the NASCAR Cup Series Daytona 500 event at Daytona International Speedway.
The NASCAR Cup Series.
Field makes their way into the tri-oval. The pace vehicle makes its way to the pit lane.
Writes another chapter.
Front of the field. Several cars go flying through the air. Ryan Preece is upside down.
In the history of the great American race.
William Byron wins the Daytona 500.
It's the Daytona 500.
This Sunday, 11:30 a.m. on AM 1060 KDUS.
John Mellencamp. Dancing Words Tour, the greatest hits. August 9th. Talking Stick Resort Amphitheater. Tickets are on sale now at livenation.com. John Mellencamp. Part of the America First Credit Union Concert Series.
Every day begins with the promise of something new, a new perspective, a fresh start. At Banner Health, right here, right now, we're pioneering new ways to treat cancer with our own immune systems. We're among the first to treat Parkinson's with the patient's own cells. And we're a world leader in artificial heart implantation, all while training over 1,300 doctors every year. Impressive, right? It's just another Banner day. Banner Health.
Let's talk letters, starting with C. C is for Camry and Corolla. C is for comfort, control, and cruising through everyday valley life. Now let's try another one. T. T is for Tundra and Tacoma. T is for tough, thrilling, and taking on whatever the day throws your way. Different letters, different strengths, but they both spell out the same thing, Toyota. Right now, get 4.99% for 72 months on the new 2026 Camry or Corolla, or get 2.99% APR financing for 72 months on the 2025 Tacoma SR5 or 2026 Tundra. See your Valley Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. 4.99% financing with $1,610 per thousand borrowed for 72 months. 2.99% financing with $1,519 per thousand borrowed for 72 months. Zero down payment if you qualify. Offers exclude TRD Pro models and N3226. See dealer for details.
I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. In the latest attempt to curb tanking, the NBA handed out some fines yesterday. The Pacers and Jazz, Indiana docked $100,000. Utah hit with $500,000. That's sending a message. But we've seen this before. In 2018, the Mavs were fined $500,000 after Mark Cuban openly acknowledged prioritizing draft position. Just last season, the Jazz fined $100,000 for sitting out their best player, Lauri Markkanen. The discipline was public, the headlines were loud, the behavior didn't change. That's the core issue. A transcendent draft talent can alter the trajectory of a franchise for decades. The league may mean business, but intent and impact are not the same. Until losing no longer affects such a tantalizing payoff, fines will struggle to do more than create a statement, because right now they feel less like reform and more like public relations. I'm Dan Patrick, and this is Above the Noise. Tires matter. They're the only part of your vehicle that touches the road. Tread confidently with new tires from Tire Rack. Whether you're looking for expert recommendations or know exactly what you want, Tire Rack makes it really easy. Fast, free shipping, convenient installation options, and the best selection of General tires. Go to TireRack.com/Dan to see their General tire test results, tire ratings, and reviews, and be sure to check out all the special offers. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
At Heartland Steakco, they take their bacon seriously, from their double smoked hickory to their honey jalapeno, which brings sweet and spicy together for the perfect combination, to their all-new bacon flavors like whiskey peppercorn with its smoky richness, to their applewood double smoked bacon that's smoked over real applewood chips. Ordering is easy at heartlandsteakco.com. And right now, when you spend $199.99 or more, you'll get free shipping plus 2 pounds of bacon with promo code BACON. Taste the Heartland difference.
The 2026 ASU baseball season begins this Friday on KDUS AM 1060. Join the Sun Devils and head coach Willie Bloomquist for another season at the ballpark as they look to start 2026 with a win against Omaha. Join the voice of the Sun Devils, Tim Healy, with the call live from Phoenix Municipal Stadium. It's ASU versus Omaha this Friday night. Pregame at 6:15 p.m. and first pitch of the season at 6:30 right here on KDUS AM 1060. Online at KDUS1060.com and on the KDUS app.
Back here on the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060. Chris Schubert, producer Evan, hanging out with you here today on the show. Thanks for hanging out with us. Now, just a day after he had his surgery for the hamate bone in his hand, Corbin Carroll was out there yesterday doing some work out on the field. So he is certainly going to push every button and pull every lever in an attempt to get back on the field as soon as possible. But if he is unable to go on opening day, and he may need some time in the minor leagues, may need a rehab start or two, some at-bats to kind of get him ready for the beginning of the season. What are some outside of the box ways the Diamondbacks can approach this? Because we've shared with you the opening day outfield, if not for Corbin Carroll being in there, will be some combination of Alec Thomas, Jordan Lawler, and then Tim Tawa, Jorge Barosa, Ildemaro Vargas, right? It's going to be Lawler, Thomas, and then one of those trio of players. And so perhaps maybe we think a little outside the box to make us a little better out there. So two potential outside the box ideas that maybe you consider, and I don't know how outside the box they are. You could, for a short time, put Ketel Marte out there and move Tim Tawa to a position he's probably more comfortable playing over at second base. And Ketel Marte can go back to where he's played in the past and play a little center field. Again, it's not a permanent move. It's a temporary, we're talking maybe 8 to 10 games of Ketel Marte out in the outfield. Now, there's all the reasons why you don't want to do that, especially with the way last season went. You know Ketel Marte's not going to be able to play every day. You don't want to put him in a position to maybe be compromised and get hurt and miss even more time. Plenty of reasons to not do it. But hey, Corbin Carroll not being available on opening day, we got to think outside the box. We have to explore every possible option that we have on this roster. And so there's another one. Because producer Evan, do you know who's on this team? Who, not in a little bit, but has played the outfield? He didn't play it in 2025, but played it in 2024, played it in 2023, played it in 2022, played it in 2021, has played it over the last couple of years.
Who's that?
You could put Pavin Smith out there in right field. As a temporary measure, because he's going to be your everyday DH, you can put him out there in right field. Again, didn't play it in 25, played it in 24, played it in every other year other than that. Last year was more of a DH, was more of a first baseman. That's where he played. But he has played it in the past. And again, we're talking about temporary. We're talking about a stopgap. We're talking about get us by. I like the idea of Pavin Smith being out there and keeping his bat in the lineup and maybe also getting, Adrian Del Castillo's bat in the lineup, potentially. Or another young bat that maybe could rise to the occasion here in the early part of the season, getting those DH reps. Is it perfect? No. But am I intrigued by the possibility of thinking outside the box here? I think you have to if you're the Arizona Diamondbacks.
I certainly think you have to.
If you're going to be the team that doesn't make huge, wholesale, meaningful changes, you got to be able to think outside the box. I'm trying to pull up his StatCast numbers from the last year that he played out in the outfield and played it significantly to the point where he would rate.
And you said it, but you do have to remember, this is a 2-week.
Yeah, if we get to the point where it is a thing, right? It's a temporary measure.
Very temporary. It's a 2-week measure.
Yeah, it's 10 games.
If that, yeah.
So throughout his career, this is his outs above average in the outfield. In 2020, he was a -1 in right field. In 2021, he was a -1. In 2022, he was a -1. In 2023, he was a -2.
And in 2024, he was a 0.
Okay. Best years is last year.
26 attempts out in right field in 24. He also had 22 attempts in left field. And again, he's been fine in left field. A 0 in left field in 2020 in 3 attempts. 22 attempts in 2021. He was a 0. Outs above average, and that's good. 0 is just average. And again, that's what I'm looking for. So maybe you stick him in left. You put Jordan Lawler in center. You put Alec Thomas in right. I don't hate that defensive configuration. And again, I'm asking it for 8 to 10 days, 8 to 10 games. And that also is assuming that Corbin Carroll isn't ready to go on opening day. But I just want to get in front of this and talk about some potential avenues for this team to get creative, to maybe have a better offensive footprint in these games. Because what are you going to get from Jorge Barrosa if he's out there in the outfield? We already know that you're not going to get a ton from Alec Thomas. What are you going to get from Ildemaro Vargas? What are you really going to get from Tim Tawa, right?
Probably not much.
And so you need to try to find a way to keep your offense, because you're not going to have Corbin Carroll. You need to find a way to create offensively.
This is a team that's going to need probably to fill 2 weeks, if that. And how are you going to do it? That's going to be the question. But I would rather have Pavin do it than Cattell.
So you would be more team Pavin than Cattell?
I think so.
You're a little worried about throwing Cattell out there in the outfield and getting hurt.
Yeah. If Cattell goes down, season's over. Right? Like for an extended period of time?
Yes, I think if you lose Cattell Marte for a significant period of time, your season is going to be rough.
I don't want this to be a knock on Pavin. You wouldn't say the same about Pavin.
No, but I do think
it would be a huge loss.
I do think there's some upside to Pavin in getting some regular at-bats that could help, because I think one of your main criticisms of this entire offseason is your offense is really kind of on 4 guys. It's on Carroll, it's on Marte, it's on Perdomo, it's on Gavin
You have
Moreno.
no length.
I do think Pavin Smith can help provide some length to the lineup. In addition to, can you get better years than last year out of Carlos Santana and Nolan Arenado? And then all of a sudden, what becomes 4 turns into 7. If Pavin plays a little better and does well with regular ABs, if you get a better year from Nolan Arenado, and again, I'm not talking, can he hit 290? Can you be a 250, 260 hitter, right? If Carlos Santana can be a 240 hitter instead of a 210 hitter, can he be a 230 hitter with a ton of power? Now, all of a sudden, if I configure my lineup the right way, I'm 7 deep instead of 4 deep,
correct,
right?
Yeah.
And so Pavin Smith does play a kind of a crucial role in that. And so I don't want to understate his value to this team, but to your point, yeah, you lose Cattell Marte, in addition to already having a compromised Corbin Carroll, it's going to be really tough to see how this team scores runs to be able to win baseball games.
Correct. I think it's going to be one of those, you just need this lineup to be 1 or 2 spots deeper, and how do you get it? Like, if you can hit on one of Carlos Santana and one of Nolan Arenado, that'd be huge. And if Pavin Smith has a better offensive year, or you can get something out of Locklear, or if Jordan Lawler, what if Jordan Lawler becomes a bat?
I mean,
there's a ton of what ifs.
Music to my ears, buddy. Music to my ears.
There's a ton of what ifs with this season. And I'm not saying the season is a wash. And as negative as I've been on this offseason, there are what ifs that can make this team good. But you have put all your eggs into these what ifs. That's my problem with the offseason.
Yeah. And
it's a what if Nolan Arenado. It's a what if Carlos Santana. What can we get from Jordan Lawler? Could Pavin become a real bat in this lineup?
What does Adrian Del Castillo give you? I'll throw another one out there. What does Ryan Waldschmidt give you, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's the top prospect in the organization for a reason. He's the top prospect in the system for a reason. I mean, he could be a middle-of-the-order impact bat.
Certainly.
You add that to the 4 that you have. And again, it is a lot of what ifs. I'm not trying to say that it's all going to pan out. But to your point, you start getting a what if here and a what if there. You get one of Arenado and Santana. You get one of Lawler or Waldschmidt. You get one of Del Castillo or Pavin Smith. Now, all of a sudden, you're not as worried about scoring runs, right?
If you get hit at a 50% clip, you feel pretty good.
You feel pretty good. And it's kind of the reason why I wanted to think outside of the box is, yeah, there's a lot of what ifs, but we got to be creative. We have to be willing to try things in order for this season to maybe get off to a decent start, to where you can welcome AJ Puck back and it matters. You can welcome Corbin Burns back and it matters, right? If you get to a point where those 2 guys return to this organization, return to this team, and you're competitive, boy, that's going to be it's going to be something that lifts the spirits of this team. Like, we did it. We got through this This patch, we got back one of our better relievers. We got back the ace of our staff, and that positive momentum can snowball. And so, yeah, let's think outside the box if we need to get by 2 weeks without Corbin Carroll, because if we can get to Corbin Burns and A.J. Puck coming back because we thought outside the box in the beginning of the season, that's worth it. That's worth it to me.
Certainly worth it.
480-864-1060 is the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. Speaking of baseball, you can listen on the free KDUS AM 1060 app for your chance to win 2 tickets to the MLB Players Trust, the Playmakers Classic, Warehouse 215 on Wednesday, February 18th. When we come back, do the Arizona Cardinals need to find their Sam Darnold? And where might they look? That's next, the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
The 2026 ASU baseball season begins this Friday on KDUS AM 1060. Join the Sun Devils and head coach Willie Bloomquist for another season at the ballpark as they look to start 2026 with a win against Omaha. Join the voice of the Sun Devils, Tim Healy, with the call live from Phoenix Municipal Stadium. It's ASU versus Omaha this Friday night. Pregame at 6:15 p.m. and first pitch of the season at 6:30 right here on KDUS AM 1060. Online at KDUS1060.com and on the KDUS app.
Life can change in an instant. If you're hurt in a car, truck, or motorcycle accident, everything can feel overwhelming. The pain, the stress, and the uncertainty of what comes next. You don't have to go through it alone. The attorneys at Sweet James understand the physical, emotional, and financial impact an accident can have. They're here to help you navigate the legal process and pursue the compensation you may be entitled to under the law. When you call Sweet James, you're connecting with a team of attorneys experienced in handling serious injury cases. Their work is driven by preparation, advocacy, and a genuine commitment to helping clients seek accountability and justice. Every case is different, and outcomes depend on the specific facts involved. If you've been injured in an accident, call the attorneys at Sweet James for your free case review. They handle everything for you so you can focus on healing. That's the Sweet James advantage. Help available 24/7. If you've been injured, call Sweet James for a free case review. Hablamos Español. 800-900-0000. 800-900-0000. SweetJames.com. This advertisement is paid for by Sweet James LLP. Responsible attorney, Bobby Tick-Heavy. Offices in California. No guarantee of results.
This ain't pop. This ain't pretty. This is Southern hospitality. The Black Crows. Whiskey Myers. Blue-soaked guitars. Outlaw swagger. Rock and roll the way it was meant to be. Loud, raw, and real. The Southern Hospitality Tour. The Black Crows. Whiskey Myers. Saturday, August 15th. Mortgage Matchup Center. Tickets on sale now at livenation.com.
The garage door springs that come standard with most homes don't last. And when they fail, it's not just inconvenient, it's dangerous. Hi, I'm Tommy Mello at A1 Garage Door Service. Our springs are the toughest in the industry, backed by our lifetime warranty. That's right. Fix them once and you're covered for life. Don't risk your family's safety or your peace of mind. Let A1 replace your springs before they become a problem. From repairs to upgrades, it's A1 from day one.
A1 from day one.
What's better than a credit card with low interest? How about one with no interest? For a limited time, when you open a new America First Visa credit card, you'll enjoy 0% APR for the first 6 months. Transfer your balances from higher rate cards to your new America First card to consolidate debt and potentially save yourself a lot of money. That's 0 interest for 6 months. Interested? Then hurry to americafirst.com to apply today. Introductory variable annual percentage rate is subject to membership, eligibility, terms, creditworthiness, change, and conditions. Other limits and requirements may apply. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal opportunity lender.
Women of Poker. Ante up for the ultimate showdown at Talking Stick Resort. The second annual National Women's Poker Championship is happening February 28th through March 1st. Bring your skills, trust your instincts, and compete for an estimated $69,000 prize pool. Find all the details at TalkingStickResort.com and register now to claim your seat at the table. Must be 21 or older. Problem gambling? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP.
James Out West, your desert destination for sports here in the Valley.
Not surprised that the Cardinals aren't in and fired their head coach. Kyler Murray's probably on his way out. It is what they like to call Black Monday. I'm kind of surprised by the Raheem Morris one in Atlanta. It's only been how long? Year? 2 years. So maybe that one. Pete Carroll gone. I told you from the jump when they hired Pete Carroll, I didn't like the hire. I think he's past his due. Let him go after year one. You might as well have kept the guy you had before and saved a bunch of money.
Every other Monday night from 6 to 7 p.m. here on KDUS AM 1060.
back here on the lunch break. KDUS AM 1060. Thanks for hanging out with us here today on the show. All this talk about quarterbacks. Will the Arizona Cardinals be in search of their Sam Darnold this offseason? That's kind of everybody's goal, right? Oh, Sam Darnold. All those teams. Seattle, they took a shot, and look where it landed them. Super Bowl. So now everyone wants to try to find a Sam Darnold, as if it's so easy to find a Sam Darnold. Because for every Sam Darnold, I can name a quarterback that was taken in the first round very highly that never got to that high mountaintop and kicked around the league a bunch. But okay, let's do it. Let's try to find the next Sam Darnold. And that's exactly what a CBS Sports story written yesterday tried to do. 7 total quarterbacks that could be the next Sam Darnold. I want to evaluate each of these candidates. Daniel Jones. Is Daniel Jones going to be the next Sam Darnold?
Can I say something? It's not crazy.
Of the names I'm going to read off of this list, I think he is the closest to being the next Sam Darnold. Now, the issue here is he can't stay healthy, right? With Sam Darnold, he was never able to put it together over a full season. With Daniel Jones, you can't stay healthy, but when you're healthy, you're actually a pretty decent quarterback. How about Mac Jones? Now, I don't think Mac Jones is going anywhere. I know Mac Jones is a very popular name this offseason that teams are going to try to go out and acquire and trade for. San Francisco's not going to let him walk. He's the perfect backup for their system. And you saw that last year with Purdy out, it was able to keep things not only afloat, but they were able to thrive with him. So are you really going to walk away from that when Purdy has the injury history that he has? But okay, I understand why, because he played really well last year, 13 touchdowns, the 6 interceptions. He completed nearly 70% of his passes. He was good in the 8 starts that he made. He won 5 of them. I get it. I understand all of that. But I don't think he's going anywhere. Malik Willis. It's another name on this list, and this is going to be the top free agent quarterback available this offseason. Everyone's going to trip over each other to try to land Malik Willis. And the Cardinals reportedly are going to be in the mix. How about Zach Wilson? See, my issue with some of these, like in the case of Malik Willis, he wasn't a first-round pick. If we're going to do the full Sam Darnold, it's got to be a highly taken quarterback that bounces around the league a bunch and then lands someplace else. Like, I know Malik Willis is going to be on his 3rd team if he leaves the Packers and goes someplace else, but he wasn't a round 1 quarterback. That happens with these day 2 quarterbacks. Mac Jones, okay, first-round quarterback. Daniel Jones, top 10 quarterback. Zach Wilson taken with the number 2 overall pick. Okay, now you're starting to speak Sam Darnold. Anthony Richardson is another name. How about Will Levis? Again, another second-round pick. And Trey Lance, the last name on this list. How many of those names excite you? How many of those names really get you going and you think, man, I want the Cardinals to take that swing? Is it 3? Is it 4? Like, I'm good on Zach Wilson. I'm good on Will Levis. I'm good. I'm good on Trey Lance. I think I've seen it. He's gone to 3 different teams, San Francisco, Dallas, the Chargers. It's never really popped. I don't think it's all of a sudden going to pop in another place like it did with Sam Darnold. I'm good. I've seen enough of Trey Lance. Now, Anthony Richardson, that's intriguing to me. Because I don't know if he's ever really gotten enough of an opportunity. Now, he's been hurt. That's the main reason why. But it was a question mark coming in about his lack of experience, right? You took him, if you're Indy, with the idea of he's inexperienced. He doesn't have a ton of reps. We just got to work through the growing pains. And then they are not willing to work through the growing pains. So you have to be willing to do that if you're another team. But he feels like the perfect guy that he bounces around a couple different spots, gets some opportunities here and there, and then it pops on maybe the 2nd or the 3rd team. I don't know if the next team that gets Anthony Richardson is going to see him develop and flourish into the player that people think he can be. Now, Malik Willis, I think that's closer to you might, if you get him this offseason, you may be the team where he pops. The skill set of Anthony Richardson is just everything you want in a modern day quarterback. It's just everything you want.
It really is. He's played so little football.
You know, that's the problem.
The concern is he's played so little football.
And so you're gonna bring him in. and it's going to probably be a struggle. You're going to need some time. And is the next team that gets him going to be willing to give him the time? If you trade for Anthony Richardson, you have to be willing to give it 3 years. You have to be willing to give it 3 seasons. I don't know if there's enough fan bases out there that have that type of patience in today's sports world to allow that to happen.
Yeah, no. Listen, the sports world these days isn't about patience.
No, it's about instant gratification. It's about how quickly can you win? How quickly can you do this? And so if you trade for Anthony Richardson and he started next year and he played all 17 games and he was bad, how much into year 2 will there be calls for somebody else to be in at quarterback? Does he even finish year 2?
No.
That's the problem.
He doesn't finish year 2 at all.
And then I think he leaves, and the next place he goes, or the place right after that, is where he flourishes.
Correct.
So Anthony Richardson might be the player most likely to be the next Sam Darnold, but I don't know if the next team that gets Anthony Richardson sticks with it long enough to see that through. And that's the thing with Sam, right? Carolina didn't stick with it. San Francisco didn't stick with it. Minnesota didn't really stick with it. He goes to Seattle now. He's a Super Bowl champion, but he's had 2 really good years back to back.
Yeah, and Minnesota's probably kicking themselves for not sticking with it.
The Jets didn't stick with it.
Yeah.
Jets, Carolina, San Francisco, Minnesota, 4 teams before he pops with Seattle and wins a championship.
But spend time with good organizations. That's why I think the Malik Willis one is interesting. You spend time with Mike's brother, Matt. It's a good organization. It's a team that's consistently in the playoffs. Look around. Like Sam spent time with San Fran, right? It's a good organization. Then pops in Minnesota with a good organization. And then goes to Seattle.
Right. It's all about your infrastructure. It's all about what you support these guys with. So it's easy to say, hey, can the Cardinals find their next Sam Darnold? Sure. Are there candidates out there? Yeah, I just read you a bunch off of this list. But how many of them
do you actually trust?
How many of them do you actually trust?
2. I would love Daniel Jones, but you have to understand he's not going to play it all this year, right? So like,
wait, he tore his Achilles in week 14. So how quickly are you going?
Yeah, so you're not going to see him at all this year. So you still need to.
And
let me ask you. Whoa. Let me ask you. 2 years, $30 million.
I think that's too low, but okay.
Okay, 2 years, $50 million.
That still might be too low, but I think we're closer.
For Daniel Jones? You think that's too low?
I mean, dude, before he got hurt, 3,100 yards, 19 touchdowns, 8 interceptions.
Yeah, okay. All right. 2 years, $60 million.
There may be a team that will be willing to kind of pay for him to rehab with them and get it on.
2 years, $60 million. You have Jacoby be the bridge guy.
My concern with Daniel Jones.
I get 2 years to build the offensive line before I get him back.
Okay. But Daniel Jones is 28.
Okay.
So we're talking a 29, 30-year-old quarterback.
Can he get me to 33?
Torn Achilles. He tore his ACL.
Can I get 4 good years out of Daniel Jones?
In fairness, you haven't had one great year out of Daniel Jones.
You had 14 great games.
You had 14 great games.
What was his year they went to the playoffs?
With the Giants?
Yeah.
They went 9-6-1. He threw for 3,200 yards, 15 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions.
I mean, it's not great, but it's not bad.
No, he threw a career-high 24 touchdowns as a rookie. Now, he was going to shatter that number if he didn't blow his Achilles.
This year.
He had 19. I mean, he would have beaten 25.
And how many games did he play? 14?
He played in 14.
I don't know if he would have beaten 25. They only had 3 left.
Yeah, but he was getting hurt towards the end before he had the Achilles. He had another injury. So if he stayed healthy, I think 25 would have been on the table.
Rivers. Remember, here's the crazy thing. Let's look it up. Remember, Phil had the ball to try and win the game in Seattle.
Yes, he did. The first start against the
Phillip Rivers almost beat
the Super Bowl champs in Seattle.
And I know he got head coaching interviews, but is that a guy?
No. To me, it's Malik Willis. I'm intrigued by Anthony Richardson, but that's really it for me. I mean, Mac Jones, yes, but I don't think San Francisco is going to trade him. 2, trade him in the division.
Yeah, that feels like a long shot, especially for the Cardinals. I am interested with Daniel Jones. I really am. If I could get Jacoby Brissett to start 1 year, you only need him to start 1 year.
Do you trade for Anthony Richardson? Do you let him sit and develop under Jacoby Brissett? Be in the LaFleur system for a year?
that option.
But again, I still think that's the Sam Darnold thing. He sat under Shanahan for what, a year, 2 years, and then he went to Minnesota and it popped. I don't think you're the team that sees this through. Like if you get Anthony Richardson, I don't think you want to be the team that gets Anthony Richardson right now. I think you want to be the team that gets Anthony Richardson.
Anthony Richardson in 2 years with Kevin O'Connell in Minnesota is going to win an MVP.
You want to be the third team here. Indy, question marks, the Cardinals. You want to be the third team in this. I don't think you want to be the second team unless you are really willing to let this thing play out. That's why it's so hard.
Yeah, so I think Malik Willis is the third team. I think Daniel Jones.
I think Malik Willis and Daniel Jones certainly feel like more realistic options. If you were willing to be patient and you want to take a swing, then I think it's Anthony Richardson. But other than that, I don't think there's a candidate out there in this cycle that right now is the next Anthony Richardson.
And I think it's all depending on like what does Mike LaFleur want in his quarterback? What kind of quarterback does he want?
Right. All goes back to that. 480-864-1060 is the phone number for you to join us here today on the program. Download the free KDUS AM 1060 app, and you're going to need it this weekend. We got a lot of stuff going on, which I'll tell you about here coming up next. We'll also have all the stories we didn't get to here today on the program. We call them the leftovers. All of it on the other side. It's the lunch break, KDUS AM 1060.
KDUS AM 1060 is your home for the Jim Rome Show.
I'm not here to bury Mike Tomlin, but the fact is, this absolutely is the right move. He did the right thing, and he fired himself. All good things come to an end. Going a decade without winning a single playoff game is not meeting the standard.
The Jim Rome Show, 1 to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday, here on KDUS AM 1060. Online at KDUS1060.com and on the KDUS 1060 app.
Break the Cycle 25th Anniversary Tour. Featuring Seether. Stained. October 13th, Talking Stick Resort Amphitheater. With special guests, Hoobastank and Hinder. Tickets are on sale now at livenation.com. Part of the America First Credit Union Series.
Maybe you've had your eye on a Fulton home. The premium craftsmanship, thoughtfully designed floor plans, resort-style amenities, and award-winning communities across the valley. A place where every detail feels intentional. For many buyers, homeownership can feel out of reach. But now, owning a Fulton home is more attainable than ever. With special pricing, limited time incentives, and interest rate buydowns on select homes, now is the right moment to make your move. From beautifully designed interiors to the legendary quality Fulton Homes is known for, every detail is built to stand the test of time. Visit any Fulton Homes community today or go to fultonhomes.com. Fulton Homes. You're proud to own. We're proud to build.
So, you're ready to propose, huh?
Yeah, man. She's definitely the one.
What are we thinking about the ring? I got my wife's at Hellsberg. I couldn't recommend a better jeweler.
I could use some help with that.
Man, go to Hellsberg. I had no idea how many details you need to consider. Did you know you can get a natural or lab-grown diamond? I didn't. Figure out what she wants. Trust me, they'll make it happen.
Start your story with Hellsberg. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
Join in on the Sports Zoo with Dave Rooster Bierstein.
Rams and Seahawks, Andy. I don't understand how to be so aggressive. But instead of definitely going up 13-10, your play calls resulted in a quick punt, so quick that Seattle actually gets the ball back, goes down the field and takes a lead, and then they get the jump on you in the second half with that fumbled punt. And that was a huge mistake by the Rams. But I'm going to go back to how they mismanaged that at halftime.
Live weekdays from 5 to 6 p.m. here on KDUS AM 1060 and on the KDUS 1060 app.
Well, before we get into the leftovers, if you don't mind, Producer Evan, I got to let everybody know there's a lot of stuff going on this week. I need both papers. There's two full papers.
Two full papers.
How about tonight? 6:15 pregame, 6:35 first pitch, KDUS AM 1060. The opener for ASU baseball. They'll take on Omaha. The start of the ASU baseball season tonight right here on KDUS AM 1060. Tomorrow, You've got a double. You've got ASU women's basketball. They're going to take on Arizona down in Tucson. That's an 11:30 pregame, a 12 o'clock tip right here on KDUS AM 1060. Then we've got NAU men's basketball. They're taking on Sacramento State. That is a 5:30 pregame, a 6 o'clock tip right here on KDUS AM 1060. And then Sunday, yesterday, you listened to the duel at Daytona on the KDUS AM 1060 app or over on KZG 1440. The Daytona 500 right here on KDUS AM 1060. Coverage starts at 11:30, so you can listen to it right here on KDUS AM 1060, or it's got the main stage, the main player on the KDUS AM 1060 app, the free KDUS AM 1060 app. So that's what you have going on this weekend here on the station, all on KDUS AM 1060, all on the KDUS AM 1060 app. With that, the leftovers.
The leftovers. I got an updated medal count from USA Today.
Oh, we're going to close out the week with one of those.
Is that okay?
No, that's quite all right.
The leaders of the Winter Olympics in Milan. Italy has 17 total medals. 6 gold, 3 silver, 8 bronze. Norway clocking in at second, 14 total medals, 7 gold, 2 silver, 5 bronze. They lead the gold medal count. The United States with 14 total medals, tied with Norway, 4 gold, 7 silver, 3 bronze. Austria with 12 total, 3 gold, 6 silver, 3 bronze. Japan rounding out the top 5, 10 total, 2 gold, 2 silver, 6 bronze.
John is calling his shot for the Daytona 500 winner. He's going with Chase Elliott. We made picks the last time.
Question? Didn't somebody pick Chase Elliott last time? Did you, or was that also John?
I think I picked Chase Elliott last time.
Yeah.
We should keep track of
I thought
this.
you picked Kyle Larson.
I did pick Kyle Larson. So then I think he picked Chase Elliott. So is he just a Chase Elliott fan? Is this going to be the bit that for every race he picks Chase Elliott? Because that's not going to be as fun if that's what's going on.
It's not.
And he just admitted that it was him. So if he's just a Chase Elliott guy and every race is going to be him picking Chase Elliott, then I don't want to do this bit.
What if he thinks Chase Elliott's had a great year? Also, we didn't even talk about picks. I went 2 for 4 last week.
Oh, in the golf?
Yeah.
50% hit rate?
Yeah.
That's not terrible.
No, especially when everything was at plus 250 or more.
So do we want to start keeping track of these NASCAR picks?
I think so.
All right, so John's going with Chase Elliott.
Big Chase fan.
But he won last night. All right, so how about this? You know who also won last night? How about Joey Logano? That's who I'll take. That's who
Joey Logano?
That's who my pick will be.
Okay, give me a second.
He's starting third. He's starting in front of Chase Elliott. So take that, John. My guy's starting in front of you.
And when does the Daytona 500
Daytona
start?
500, 11:30 coverage starts right here on KDUS AM 1060.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Because I'm not a huge NASCAR guy.
You're going to become a NASCAR guy.
I am.
That's what we're trying to do.
I am.
Here.
So I just want to learn.
Yeah.
So on Sunday it finishes?
So the race will be on Sunday, yes.
So how does that work?
I'm not sure of the question.
So it starts today.
So no, there's the Daytona 500 itself. The actual race is on Sunday.
Okay.
So you just got to pick a driver. You want to know the lineups? Kyle Busch is starting. Chase Briscoe is 2. My guy Joey Logano's got the 3rd position. Chase Elliott 4. Ryan Blaney 5. Kyle Larson, who I picked last time, is starting 8th.
Where's my guy William Byron?
William Byron. I got bad news for you. He's not on the list.
What?
Nope, you got to pick somebody else.
I'm looking at him. He's plus 1,400.
Well, he's not in the 39th. Sorry, I didn't scroll down far enough. He's starting 39th. You want to take him?
Why is he 5th in odds?
He's a good driver.
Oh, he wrecked.
Yeah, so he's a good driver, so they expect him to make up a bunch in the...
All right, well, I don't want somebody starting 39. I'll take Kyle Busch.
So he takes the guy that's... I think we're going to see a trend here. I think every week John's going to pick Chase Elliott and producer Evan is just going to take whoever's on pole. I think that's what's going to happen here. I think that's what we're going to see.
Wait, he's in first?
You took the guy that's on pole, yes.
Okay, wait, never mind. I want Denny Hamlin. Where is he? But he's the favorite. That feels so obvious.
Denny Hamlin's starting 22nd.
I don't like that either. What about Blaney?
Blaney is 5th.
I like him.
So you got Blaney, I got Logano, John's got Elliott, 3, 4, and 5. It's just going to be a
honorable
duel.
mention on my guy Byron.
So you got the Daytona 500, 11:30 here on KDUS AM 1060. All right, what else do you have in the leftovers? I love it. I love a race Friday.
I thought I would let everybody know on my other point in telling everybody the Olympic schedule was, I don't know how many people are following Olympic hockey, but the U.S. got a 5-1 win yesterday over Latvia.
It was 1-1 for the longest time. It was a little nervy there for a bit. But.
So I will tell you the goalie for Latvia, he's an NHL player. He's on an NHL team. And he stood on his head. And the U.S. had 3 goals waved off in the first period.
They did. So it could have been even more than the 5-1.
So it was a 5-1 finish. They play Saturday, and I will pull up their opponents. Just so
Well, they've got Germany in their group. That's going to be the big one, right?
Yes, that is the best team in our group that isn't the U.S. So that's the big one. But so they play Saturday, and if I'm correct, they play Denmark on Saturday.
Okay, so Denmark and then Germany.
And then they play Germany on Sunday. Germany's the big one. Germany's the big one. You got to win the Germany game.
Yep, that's the big one in that
Really,
group.
End all be all. We got a collision course.
Was it 2? Is it 2 two from each group get in?
I believe so, yeah.
So if it's 2 from each group, you really need to win the Denmark game.
And you want to be the one. You don't want to play Canada in the semifinal.
No, you play Canada when they come up on the schedule. Don't start doing this. You play Canada whenever you play them.
Yeah, from our perspective, that's how you should look at it. But if we're gonna play Canada, I want to play them for the gold medal. It'd be cooler. Nobody wants to.
Oh, of course. Of course, it would be cooler if that's how it breaks down. But I'm not.
Obviously, when the United States beat the Russians, it was not in the gold medal game.
It was the semifinals.
Yes. Sent them to the bronze medal game.
Right, and then they took on Sweden or Finland in the gold medal game.
Yeah, I believe it was Sweden.
So there you have it. Another edition of the lunch break in the books.
Also, John's never going to take Denny Hamlin.
I'm just going to pick Denny Hamlin every week then. Every time we do this. That's going to do it. Jim Rome, he's coming up next. Producer Evan, thank you for all that you do. Everybody, have a great rest of your Friday. Have a great weekend. Talk to you on Monday. See you.